Welcome back, students, to the part 2. In the part 1, we have learned that how because of that doe, the life of the Geordie's father was saved because he was being beaten up by one of the rattlesnake, and they have used the liver of the doe in order to remove out the poisons from the Geordie's father's body. And now Geordie has decided to bring out the fawn from the forest. So he and his one of his uncle have went to the forest in order to find out the fawn from the forest. Now let's continue from the part 2. Now Geordie gave himself over a thought of the fawn. They passed and abandoned clearly. Abandoned means left clearly. Now Geordie, as he was with his father, he started recollecting all the narration and all the incident, that how the fawn was, what thing has happened, where he has found out the fawn, and each and everything. He said, cut to the north, Millville, it was up here that Spart got bitten by the snake and killed the doe, and I saw the fawn. Now he is saying that you cut to the northern side, whereas the Millvale, he is saying that it is the place over here only where the rattlesnake has bitten his father, and his father has killed the doe, and they have used the liver of the doe in order to remove out the poison. So both were not at all satisfied with the opinion of each other. Suddenly Geordie was unwilling to have a Millvale with him. Now as their opinion were not at all convinced, so Geordie was not at all happy to be with the Millvale. If the fawn was dead or could not be found, he could not have a disappointment scene. And if the fawn was there, the meeting would be so lovely and so secret that he could not endure to share it. Now the Geordie was in his imagination that when he will meet the fawn, so how would be that incident? It would be very lovingly, he would be bringing that fawn to the home, and he started being in the dream of the meeting with the fawn. He said, it's not far now, but the scrub is very thick for the horse. Scrub means it is underground, the shattered leaves, the dry leaves. So now they both have stopped over there. Now the Geordie said that it is not possible for the horse to move now. We have to go barefooted only. So you leave me here alone only, and you move to the other direction where the horse could move on, and I will be going by my own in order to find out the fawn. But I am afraid to leave you, boy. Suppose you go lost or got bitten by a snake too. Now Millwheeler was quite concerned with the Geordie, so he said, I can't leave you alone because you are a small boy. If you have forgotten the way, or you have been beaten up by one of the rattlesnakes, then what will happen? So I will take care. It might take me a long time to find the fawn. If he wondered, leave me off right here. So he is saying that I am going to, at any cost, I will be able to find out the fawn, and it will be going to take me a long time. So I will be at any cost, I will be here at this place, and if I am late, you leave away, you go to the home, I will be able to reach the house. All right, but you take it easy now. You know, north is here and east here. So now Millwheeler is giving him all the instruction that where he have to go and where our house is. So he has been making him completely known about each and every direction also. There and that tall pine makes a bearing. So he has even shown one of the tallest pine tree, which is one of the way in order to go to the home. So long, Millvale, I am obliged. So now the Millvale is about to go away, and he's been the Geordie is thanking him as he has brought him at this place. He waited for the sound of the hooves to end it, and then cut to the right. The scrub was still. Only his own crackling of twigs sounded across the silence. Now it was completely a pin drop silence. Only the sound of the Geordie moving on the wet leaves, and because of that, the crackling sound used to crack means that the dried leaves, or the sound of the dried leaves could only be heard over there. He wondered for an instant that if he had mistaken the direction. Now the Geordie was also quite confused that whether he is going to the right direction or not. Then a buzzard rose in front of him. Buzzard means it is a large carnivorous bird. It looks like a vulture only. So as he was about to move further, a big buzzard came and he stopped near the Geordie. and flapped into the air. He came into the clearing under the oaks. Buzzards sat in a circle around the carcass of a doe. So there were the many of the buzzards over there. They have came over there in order to eat the dead body of the doe. So there was one of the dead body lying over there, and all the buzzards have gathered together in order to eat the flesh of the doe. They turned their head on their long scrawny neck. Scrawny means it is very thin. These buzzards are having very long and thin leg, and they were cleaning their beak with the help of their neck. And hissed at him. He threw his bow at them, and they flew into the adjacent tree. Now Geordie was very brave boy. What he did in order to save himself from the big buzzard, he threw the bow. Bow means it is a large branch of a tree. So he took one of the branch of a tree and threw it towards the buzzard, and all the buzzard they all flew away. The sand showed large cat prints, but the big cat killed flesh. So there were even the footprints of the big cats like tiger, or it might be the lion also. So there were various footprints that can be easily seen in the sand. And they had left the doe to the carrion bird. Carrion bird means the dead body of the various animals were also been lying over there. He parted the grass at the place where he had seen the fawn. So parted means it means moved and pushed aside. So now he was able to find out the place where his father has killed the doe. So he started finding out the where exactly the place was. So it did not seem possible that it was only yesterday. Now the day only the 24 hours has been passed out, and it was now Geordie was back here at this place in order to find out the fawn. The fawn was not there. He circled the clearing. There were no sound, no sign. So he started investigating more and more, but there were no sign that the fawn could be found out. The buzzard clacked their wings, impatient to return to their business. Now the buzzard, they were busy in eating the flesh of the dead body. So they started coming again in order to eat the clacked means we can say the make a sharp noise. So they started making the sharp noise so that the Geordie could go away and they can have their food. He returned to the spot where the fawn had emerged and dropped on all the four. Now he came to the place where he had first seen the fawn, and he started investigating more and more in order to get more information about the fawn. Studying the sand for a small hoof print, the night rain had washed all away the tracks except those of cat and buzzard. Now as at night it was raining, so because of the rain, whatever the footprints were there when their father and the Geordie had came, that was completely removed out, and only the footprints of the big cats and the buzzards could be seen. So here comes the end of the part 2. In the next video we will start part 3.